Welcome to this week's What's for Dinner video. My name is Ashley. I'm going to be showing you 3 different meals I made this past week. I don't always follow recipes exactly, but if you're interested, I've linked some similar recipes down below. So the first dinner I'm going to be showing you, I made a delicious pesto chicken pasta and topped it with some cherry tomatoes. This is a huge staple in our house. We love pesto pasta with chicken. So I'm just going to start out by chopping up the chicken into small bite-sized pieces. I love small pieces of chicken in my pasta, so I just cut up about 1.5 chicken breasts, and then I'm just going to season with some Cajun seasoning, onion powder, and some garlic salt. I originally was going to season in that clean bowl, but why waste another bowl? If you know, you know. So next I just heated up my pan with a little bit of oil, and now I'm just going to dump all the chicken in there and just cook it up, cook it until it is all the way cooked through. So at this time I do have 1 pot of boiling water, and I'm going to add in 1 full box of penne pasta. This is one of my favorite meals when I need a quick, easy weeknight meal. This is so simple and takes no time. So next I'm going to add in a spoonful of minced garlic. I went ahead and did this after the chicken was cooked so the garlic didn't burn. I always say this when I make chicken like this, I could just eat this over rice and be so happy. So next I'm going to add in my pesto. We usually use the Rana, but I went ahead and switched it up. This is the Buitoni basil pesto. So I'm just going to warm this through, and I'm going to add in the penne. So I just tossed this in the same pan, and now I'm just going to stir everything together and try not to spill. And then I'm going to add in my Parmesan cheese. You always have to add Parmesan cheese. I'm just using the grated in a can, and it works perfectly fine. It's crazy how quick and simple this is, but so delicious. This is one of my husband's favorite meals. He always requests pesto chicken pasta, and now I'm just going to top it with some cherry tomatoes, add a little bit of color to this. This is how everything looked when it was done. I just cooked a slice of garlic bread for my husband and served it with a side salad. This is also so good for leftovers. The next dinner I'm going to be showing you is my replica of chicken Milanese, and I'm just serving it with some side potatoes and a side salad. So I'm just starting out by cutting up my baby Dutch potatoes. I'm just cutting them into small pieces. That way I can go ahead and roast them. I don't know why, but this always seems like such a classy or fancy way to make potatoes, by seasoning them and roasting them in the oven. Make sure you always wash your potatoes, so I went ahead, washed them, and now I'm going to dry them and season them. So I just drizzled a little bit of oil on them, and now I'm just going to toss them together. I'm going to season with Cajun seasoning, Italian seasoning, onion powder, and some salt. So I have my oven preheating to about 375. Now I'm going to lay them down on a cookie sheet with some parchment paper. The parchment paper just helps them not stick. Just going to spread them out and sprinkle a little bit more Italian seasoning over top. So I went ahead and covered the potatoes with some foil just to help them not burn at the top, and then I removed that after about 15 minutes. So next I'm going to work on breading the chicken. So I just butterflied 1 chicken breast in half and pounded it out to make it super thin, and now I'm just seasoning with all of my same seasonings. So first I'm going to dredge the chicken in the flour seasoning mixture, get that nice and coated, dump that off, and then put it in the egg mixture and then into the panko breadcrumbs, which also have Parmesan cheese. So I'm just going to go ahead and repeat that for both chicken breasts. So at this time, I do have a pan with a little bit of oil and butter heating up, getting nice and hot. That way I can throw the chicken in and start cooking it up. So I just placed both chicken breasts down side by side. I will cook this all the way through in this pan because this is pretty thin chicken. So you want to cook it until the bottom side is nice and brown and crispy, and then you will go ahead and flip it. So once both sides are nice and crispy, I just go ahead, pick it up, and drain off the excess oil. You want to get as much as you can off, and then I place it on a wire rack to finish cooling. This is how everything looked when it was done. Definitely so good, and a nice kind of lighter dinner. So the next dinner I'm going to be showing you, I made some chicken and Poblano tostadas. These were definitely so good. So I'm going to start off by cutting up my vegetables. I'm just cutting up a poblano pepper into strips. I think I cut 2 actually. And then I'm going to cut up some yellow onion as well. So I'm just going to do the same thing to the yellow onion, just cut it up into small little slices, and then we're going to saute these 2 together. So next I'm going to work on the chicken. I'm just going to chop up this chicken into some slices, kind of like fajita style. I'm not going to waste too much time showing you this. So next I'm going to season both the vegetables and the chicken. They're both going to be in separate bowls. I'm just using my taco seasoning from Costco, cumin, onion powder, salt, all of the things. I also love to add more smoked paprika for the color. So we're just going to mix these all together, try to get everything nice and coated. Obviously didn't put as much seasoning on the vegetables as I did the chicken. So next I have a pan heating up with a little bit of oil. I'm first going to cook the chicken, get this all the way cooked through, and then remove it to a clean bowl. Whenever I make fajitas or anything like this, I like to cook on a high heat. That way it gives everything a nice color, and it also helps evaporate all of the liquid that the chicken gives. So next I'm just going to do the same to the veggies. I didn't need to add any more oil. We just cooked it like this. I absolutely love cooking like stir-fry vegetables. It's truly just so fun, and I feel like they smell so good. So again, I have this on high heat, and I'm just going to cook these until they're softened but not soggy. So next I'm just going to add the chicken back in. It did produce a lot of liquid as it sat. So I'm just going to toss everything together. You can definitely taste test at this point and add whatever else is needed, whether that be more taco seasoning or salt. So the last step is to fry up your tostada shells. I swear by using corn tortillas and frying them yourself, do not buy store-made tostada shells. I promise you, you will never go back if you fry your own. So once they're your desired texture and color, I like mine pretty crispy, then you want to go ahead, remove them, and drain off the excess oil. So this is how everything looked when it was done. I just spread some sour cream on the bottom, layered the chicken and the veggies, and topped it with some homemade guacamole. Thank you so much for watching this week's What's for Dinner video. Make sure you come back next week for another one.